is that don't be sold a dream. It's so important for you to understand that your dream, you have to build. See, the dream starts with the vision, right? The vision that you create. And then you have to build that dream. There are so many people selling a dream to you. You have to understand your expectations and you have to create your reality. And NovaTech, what makes NovaTech so amazing, and again, we're going to get into this a little later, is that you can build your dreams from the possibilities of what NovaTech can deliver. And that's what I've been able to do. And that's what so many people that have followed my footsteps have been able to do. And I'm sure, Vincent, you've been in this way longer than I have. And Cynthia, I mean, we don't have to say anything. God gave you the vision and you changed the lives, or God has changed the life of tens of thousands of people across the globe. So we're just excited about that.
Yeah, give the credit where the credit is due. I think we got the YouTube channel up and rolling right now. There's like a little pesky button that says go live. We're supposed to push that. So I pushed it.
Okay, cool. Everybody says stream is working. So welcome, YouTube. Welcome. Everybody's jumping on 4,000, 5,000 plus people. Super excited about that. Listen, you don't get that type of recognition and streaming of people wanting to be somewhere at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday if lives are not being changed. So welcome to each and every one of you. If you're brand new for the first time, we hope that you're in for a treat and just understanding truly what NovaTech is all about. This is not an opportunity meeting. Let me make that very clear. This is this is our New Year hangout. Our New Year hangout. Absolutely.
Yes. I like to do these at the beginning of every year. I miss everybody. I like talking to people. I like being online.
A
couple of months. A little rough. We lost a family member, others hospitalized, and it's the holidays and everything going on. So I'm just glad to be back online. Hopefully this year we can get more things under control so we can do more of these. Because you're growing a little bit more famous than I am. I don't. but
you changed your hair color.
I did. I'm turning 50 this year. I'm turning 50 in April, and I figured, why not try to, switch it up a little bit? Black, usually makes you look younger. I was using the blonde to actually hide the gray hairs, and I was like, I gotta stop doing that. But let's see how many comments we have about me, changing my identity again. I keep telling people I'm a Black woman. You should expect me to have a new hairdo every couple of weeks. I don't know any Black woman who doesn't change hair regularly, but I'm sure if I was doing that, I wouldn't be on a Zoom with thousands of people. But it's okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, no, you're transforming.
Yeah, this is
you're transforming. Yes. You're not going to be Cynthia anymore. You're going to get
a new wife every couple of weeks. Yeah. All right, but let's talk. What we got on the agenda today, guys?
Well, I mean, I think first, if anything, I think you should really just share your story, Cynthia. I mean, this is, like I said, every year that goes by is another year that we can truly appreciate God's grace and mercy on this entire platform. But talk to the new people about where you started and how this all came about.
All right, let's do that. First of all, I want to express our gratitude for everybody who's here. The growth that we experienced just in the last year alone is just mind blowing. And I'm just grateful that after all this time that we're able to continue to provide a service to so many people. So, we started out in 2019. It was really just, trying to find a solution. We built businesses in the past, some fail, some were our own, some businesses that might not build, but we've always been builders. And did we lose somebody? That looked like he fell off his chair. There he goes. All right, you're back.
You're chopping up. I think you're chopping up just a little bit.
It's more important to us that we build. I am chopping up.
Just a little.
Is that my signal, or is that because of the bandwidth of people online?
It's Well, you can go ahead and talk. I mean, you're going in and out here and there. I mean, your picture is fine. So I will let you know if you do it again. And it's doing it again.
All right, let me see what I can do here because I've got full bars. I don't think
It could be it could be the
it's my internet.
it could be the video. Try talking without the video on for a second and let's see what happens.
All right, if you lose me, I'll be right back.
Okay.
But is it a lot better? Yeah, I know what I look like anyway. So
We hear you right now.
no, but what I was saying, okay, so the commencement of this, back in 2019, literally, we expected to come out with a huge bang, and it was, more of a whisper, car backfiring. But we started with a very small group of people, and we just wanted to be able to provide something, a solution that, whoever wanted to join could be there. We didn't force anybody. We've never done any huge amount of marketing or whatever. Everything's always been word of mouth, and we grew very, organically.
Yeah.
But what was most important to us,
You're breaking up
that could
again.
also not just be profitable, but sustainable. Are you guys still hearing me? Oh, Lord of mercy.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah, for the most part.
phone.
Come
Maybe.
again?
Try that because you are
All right.
going in and out
So,
every now and then.
This happens every single time we start these rooms. Give me one. All right, give me 1 second.
All right,
Okay.
take your time. Take your time. Take your time. You know what, folks? Listen, I remember back in 2019, while she's getting this stuff together, it was back in 2019. I was and Cynthia had sent me an email about the NovaTech. And I kind of went into the FBI hiding mode, didn't want to answer the email or nothing. And then I was sitting in the house in Philadelphia. And all of a sudden we got a phone call, and it was Dr. ZZ. And Dr. ZZ was saying, hey, y'all gonna join that company with Cynthia? I said, whoa, back up, everybody. She gave me a link first. So we all started talking and stuff. And lo and behold, we were Dr. ZZ. But I started back in 2019 with $476. And she called, she said, $476, Vincent. I said, yeah, what's the problem? That's all I got in my wallet. So, yes, back and forth, $476 back in 2019 changed my life. Changed my life.
No wonder you've been in Hawaii. No wonder you've been in Hawaii for a month already. That's crazy. Hey, listen, I'd be in Africa where my parents were born and raised if I was in NovaTech since 2019. So, but it's coming real soon. I see Cynthia's back. Let's see if we can hear you better now.
I'm just wondering if it works with the video on, off, or I should just like
actually, so far we hear you just fine and we see you just fine.
Yes.
So I have to switch over to my phone and
what we'll do as well as when you're talking, I'm gonna get off of video because maybe it's the the streaming sometimes when you have too many videos on, is it?
No, I like to see your reactions when I say stuff.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Just do this. If I cut off again, just do this and I know to stop talking.
Okay, cool.
All right. So anyway, I mean, most of the people here know the story about how we got started, back in 2019 and everything else. Just a couple of nobodies in the fish tank. I was telling you last night when we were talking, I actually named most of our test accounts after sharks because I felt like we were little koi fish swimming in a shark tank, which made me very nervous. But when you're tasked to do something, you just got to do it and kind of try to figure it out as you go along. We didn't have a huge plan. We came into this a great deal of naivete about, how things work. And we even started with bots in the beginning. Everybody, I thought, you could just plug in a bot and let it trade and everybody made money. That was a huge mistake. We stopped that very quickly. We built our business, one brick at a time, one person at a time, hitting some bumps along the road, which we still continue to hit. Fast forward to 2022, my goodness. I don't know that I would have expected that kind of growth over the course of 1 year. I mean, you talk about doubling in size. We were doubling in size every 60 days. And again, just continuing to do what we do, staying consistent, not paying too much mind about, what other things are going on in the market. And when I say that, I mean, influences. I know, you guys as leaders come in sometimes and you're like, oh, this leader's doing this or this company's doing that. And sometimes you just gotta, stay focused. I don't really listen to too much other than, God himself, because I felt like he's the one who gave us this plan, this mission, and it was to do nothing more than to help benefit people. And that's the ultimate goal. We look for new ways to keep adding on to the business. We look for new ways to continue to build it. But most importantly, we just got to sometimes, strap in when things aren't always going our way and just make sure that we push forward. I always have that saying, every new level, there's a new devil. And every challenge that comes along is more difficult than the last one. But what's most important is that, we continue to do whatever we can to overcome those struggles and make sure we continue with the business. So I know there was a couple of topics you guys wanted to touch on as well. But let's get to what you guys want to talk about.
Well, I mean, 2023, right? The expectations, we're in a new year. We understand that, having faith and having hope and understanding that, 2023 is going to be here and we're going to have a great year. We know we are, but there's going to also be rainy and cloudy days, and I think more importantly, that's what people want to know, believe it or not, right? People want to know, okay, well, what are the challenges that's going to arise or what are the stumbling blocks or the hurdles that NovaTech has to overcome in 2023, now that we are here? Because we've already proved, right? NovaTech's already proved that they can sustain. You've been doing the exact same thing since 2019. It's why we're so big. But what are some of the hurdles that you guys are consistently having to grow through?
No, that's a great question. But I think the biggest hurdle sometimes is just, our own internal processes. We with the growth, especially as far as what we're doing to produce income or produce profit or whatever, that doesn't change. And it's a little just frustrating to us, especially when having to deal with these things, because the front end, for example, which is what users see, isn't always prepared for us, right? So, you take, for example, we went through months of this year just with system downtime or slowing down. We pay consistently, only because people like consistency, and it's what works for the program and works for how we budget and pay for things, on a weekly basis. It doesn't stop everybody from wanting to log into the system at the same time every single Friday, every single Saturday, in order to be able to check their accounts, withdraw. That's just human nature and it's to be expected. I think the biggest challenge we had this year was just finding developers, servers, system providers that can just keep up with us. So I think for the most part, we've got a lot of those kinks worked out. You'll notice there's very little system downtime. Things are moving a lot faster. We've made an attempt also to add additional payment providers and gateways, which you'll also see in the back office. With that also comes with system testing and some downtime. And I think, aside from just trying to keep up with ourselves, a lot of times it's very challenging just dealing with things that are going on in the market, things that are going on outside of ourselves, because people allow themselves to be influenced by things that are going on outside that don't directly have anything to do with us or affect us, but indirectly, can impact us. An exchange goes down, crypto crashes, another business goes out of business. And for some reason, people get really caught up in those things. And it's not something that we try to focus on, because our focus has to be here and what we're doing here to build. So sometimes, it's challenging just dealing with outside forces. But more importantly, right now, what our main focus has been, and why you probably don't see us online too much, is because so much of our time is being spent on just the infrastructure of and the usability of our site, and things have to be easy for our members. They have to be able to get in and out the site easily. They have to be able to make their withdrawals and deposits easily. And, you know, this, for example, this new payment gateway, the first day we released payments, we crashed the system. You know, that, you know, it was a minor, you know, fix. It took them literally maybe 2 to 3 hours to get it, you know, corrected and readjusted, which is why I love the new system, is because of the service that it provides and their ability to, when things go wrong, fix them quickly. But it, you know, it's a little harrowing while it's happening, but, you know, they were like, you know, we were prepared. We thought we were prepared for you. We just didn't realize how much you guys, what kind of volume you guys are dealing with. Because when we do things, we like to just do them quick and get them out the way. So, you know, running into these kind of delays and whatever else, I know it's frustrating for users. It's equally frustrating, if not more frustrating for us, because I want to be able to just push a button and let things go. And that doesn't always happen. But we're hoping that, you know, between today, tomorrow, we can start to get back on track with a lot of the system testing that's going on, so that our users aren't having any, you know, concern. Every little thing, guys, trust me, I use the system myself. I've been in the market in the same position most of our users in for many years, and every little thing causes your stomach to just drop sometimes, and you get nervous and you panic. But, you know, I just mostly want people to understand that none of it is intentional. When things go wrong, of course not. And it's always our goal to just continue, you know, to fix things as quickly as possible so that it affects our members as little as possible. So, like I said, the goal, you know, over the next few days is just to get back on track so that we can focus on the things that matter. You know, so people aren't having that anxiety.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest challenges, and if you can speak on this, and you mentioned it, the sentiment of people, because they're constantly watching everything that's going on the outside. And
Right.
Being that NovaTech is so unique in its platform, where everyone always, for the most part, has full access to their capital, everything that they make a deposit in, it's very unusual in this space. So what ends up happening is, when people start seeing, for example, exchanges going down, or the market this, or CNN's talking this, or, you know, this, people now get anxiety, and then they do what they wouldn't even do in their own, let's say, retirement, right? Which is go and want to do withdrawals. How do we control that, you know, from your perspective?
Control. People just have to be calm or settled or comfortable. You know, it's like, how do you, you know, calm a wife who thinks her husband may be cheating? Or, you know, it's like, once something is in your head, it's a mindset. You have to have a level of comfort. You take, for example, the people who have been here from the beginning. You guys talk to us regularly, so you know a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes sometimes. So you have a level of comfort that somebody new coming into the business may not have that level of comfort. It's really on us to make sure that we continue to provide a proper service in an expeditious manner, in a professional manner, so that people don't have a level of discomfort. No matter what you do as you're dealing with people's money, there's always going to be that what just happened kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But that onus is really on us, you know, to make sure that we communicate properly, that we fix things properly, that we provide profit so that people don't think, you know, there's something wrong. What I would encourage people to not do, you know, is listen to people online who honestly sometimes have no idea what they're talking about or what they're saying. You know, it's some people's jobs to do nothing more than to search for businesses to discredit them. I've never paid attention to any of it. I know sometimes people want us to react to it or say something about it, but if I put my focus on there, then my focus is not here. You made a cool analogy last night about you know, celebrities or whatever, having to be online all day long listening to what other people say. But I just think it's a sad state, you know, when you have to put yourself in a position to discredit other people in order to build your own business or distract them or whatever. We have never done that. You'll never find any of the admins here at NovaTech talking about another business or justifying something somebody said online or whatever. It's just not our focus. Our job and our main goal has always been to build people. And we can't build people if we're tearing down others, right? So we just got to stay focused on what it is that we're doing so that we provide a service. And the people inside of NovaTech, of course, you're always going to have some people that are having a struggle or a problem with their account or whatever else that we need to address. And, I want to talk about that also next. But we get nothing more than a great deal of gratitude, for what it is that we do. And it's just about providing people a solution. We've never advertised ourselves as being, the get rich quick or give us all your money or put in more. People ask us all the time, why do we have a $99 account? It doesn't make sense. It's because a lot of our members, that's all they have. And that's what they enter with, and they build, and they have an opportunity to make more. I have people who started with $99 accounts and are now buying, Mercedes and living in nice houses that they would have never lived in. And, it's not even just about the money. I had a mom message me yesterday about being able to buy an electric wheelchair, for her daughter who was born with spina bifida, and being able to take her on vacation for the first time ever. Others who are paying their medical bills or getting their kids through school, or, we started from the bottom with everybody here, and it's every single time I'm like, oh, this is getting so difficult. We get those stories in our inbox, and it's like, God just knows to time them just correctly. And I tell you guys that all the time. Somebody will just send a random message about the difference we're making in their lives. And to me, that overtakes everything else. I still consider a small fish in a very big ocean. We're not even like in a pond anymore or a shark tank. We're in a very big ocean, and a lot of people don't like that we're in their space. They don't like, what we're doing, or, how, they say we're doing it or whatever else. And they want to label or mislabel, what we do in an effort to try to discredit us. But, the fact that we've been able to stay ongoing for so long and satisfy accounts for so long and still have a vision for the future, I think just speaks for itself. And, whoever wants to try to take it down, they can. But unless God walks in this door right now and tells me that, we're taking you down, which he's not going to do because he gave it to us to help benefit people, then I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm sorry, am I preaching? I was trying not to do that this morning.
No, you're not. But let me say something. Listen, and since we were talking about that, as far as not bashing NovaTech, I don't think I've ever seen anybody in NovaTech bash any other company out there. But we do have folks that join NovaTech. They click those 4 boxes, and I don't know whether they're being advised of what that is about, but protecting the house, meaning protecting NovaTech and compliance. Can you touch a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think, we could probably do a better job at advising people what it is that is considered acceptable or not acceptable. What I would like to do this week is just maybe format something so that people have a very clear understanding of what it is okay to communicate, what we are and what we are not. Sometimes, a lot of times, problems arise because people are misrepresenting. I don't think anybody here does it intentionally. I don't think anybody out here flat out says the wrong thing in order to get more people into the business, because the business grows, naturally on its own. And people who are here love it, and it's one of those things that it's very easy to be able to communicate. But what I would like to ask, as far as maybe posting videos, social media is concerned, that rather than having to go through a process where every single thing has to be approved, most companies this size who offer this type of service do provide like a compliance department, which we have, whose sole job is to scour the internet, contact users when they're putting out the wrong content. And we do that, but I'd like to be a little bit more proactive and in front of that cart. And this week, I'd like to provide very clear guidelines of what's acceptable to post and not post, so that we make sure that we're not misrepresenting the company. Because when that happens, then we have to justify what it is that we're doing, how we're doing it, how things are defined. And again, not everybody wants us to be in their space. So we have to make sure that, you know, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and that we're not saying things that may give the impression that we're violating any types of rules, regulations, laws, stuff like that. So we'll do our part this week to make sure that that information is updated. And if you have any videos right now on social media, Facebook, Instagram, those type of things that may either be misrepresenting or you're not 100% sure, anything that represents our logo, we'd like to ask that you either take it down until you receive these guidelines, or send it to our compliance department, compliance@NovatechFX.com, to make sure that it does fit within the regulations of what it is that we're supposed to be presenting to others.
I think that's definitely a good point, and really streamlining it and putting it directly into the back office as its kind of own. I mean, NovaTech already has it. The problem is no one reads, right? Their disclaimers, disclosures, terms, and agreements. No one reads it, right? People just want to start having the potential to earn profits. So
it's a lot to read as well. But
hey,
we have Mr. Petty on here with us as well. First of all, he oversees compliance, so he hears me talking and he's like, so, you know.
That's one thing I like to say, thank you, every single one of you, for all your support and for everything that you do from day one. And the newbies, whoever's just joined us, thank you. But one thing I would say is that when it comes to compliance, guys, for every action that we take, there's a reaction, right? So a lot of times people say, well, why are we not posting online and letting know there's some issues? Sometimes there are issues that affect maybe 1% of the company.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to tell everyone about it when it's not affecting you. So at the end of the day, you guys as leaders, you always know, and thank you for all the time bringing back feedback and let us know. Sometimes we know about it because you guys told us. We didn't know, you know, and thank you for that. But as far as compliance, guys, just keep doing what you do, but make sure that your team as well, or you give them the same knowledge that you know. You train one, the next one train the other. As far as big as we've grown, it's been difficult sometimes to keep everybody up to date on what's going on. But social media, one thing I'm gonna put it on record right now, okay? Neither one of us on social media. We do not have a Facebook page.
Right.
We do not have a Telegram. We do have a Telegram, but we do not have an Instagram page where we talk to customers.
Or personal Telegram.
Personal Telegram, personal Facebook. So if anybody's ever reaching out to you claiming that they are Mr. Eddie Petion or Mrs. Cynthia Petion or Mr. Ricardo Roy or whoever is part of corporate, it is not us. Okay, so I'll put that on record now.
NovaTech official, NovaTech corporate, members using the NovaTech and official, because what ends up happening is new people come and they're looking for a presence, and when they see NovaTech official, guess what? You now become the official NovaTech channel.
The link's in the back office. Yeah. Like if they're not accessing our social media channels through the back office, you're most likely on the wrong page.
Not most likely, you all know.
You're on the wrong page. I mean, we provide the link so that people don't have to go look for them. We click on announcements in the back office, it takes you right to our official channel. So that's where people should be finding it. I also just, you know, a little bit, you know, I know sometimes it's the excitement of thinking, oh, I got, you know, slow down. You know, I know sometimes it's, you know, the excitement thinking, hey, I've got, you know, Reverend, you know, Pettion's channel, I'm talking to her. But, you know, I don't know why you think I would ask you for $10,000 through Telegram. I have a platform that does that. You know, like, why would I be side selling anything? If I'm going to side sell something that's that good, I'm taking everybody. I'm taking this whole company with me. Guys, we're doing something else and you're going to hear it from me officially. So some of it is just a little naivete. I just want everybody to be super, super careful. Our website hasn't changed in years. We started as .io and became .com, but that's about the only change we've ever made as far as our website is concerned. The design is the same. The links are all the same. The people operating it is all the same. Just, you know, some of you have clever site names, that lead people to the wrong place. But yeah, we try to find those and shut them down, but that's not always easy. But no, thank you for that point. I think it's an excellent point. We want to make sure that everybody is exactly where they are supposed to be.
So here's an interesting question, which we've brought this up before. As a matter of fact, probably the first person that may have brought it up to you outside of hearing it all the time from our leaders. Shout out, by the way, to Team Diamond, Marsha and Corey. Shout out to Dr. ZZ's team, Heather, all of the amazing leaders that are out there that I've been able to hear from in order to start my journey and for me to get to where I am. I would not be there without every last one of you, John G, everybody. But more importantly, this question, because I see it coming in my text. We're growing so fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know we're also in a position, or at least you're in a position through NovaTech, that you could actually just shut all the noise up and make this where we just make it a private community and say, hey, we're not taking in any members. It's not like this is a Rob Peter to pay Paul platform. Why not just shut it down and just allow the people just to be a private club where now that's it. And if you want to open up later on, you can. Why not do that?
Well, technically we are a private club. What happens is this private club shares information publicly, you know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that's not private about who we are. And again, I don't know if the goal of the company, the overall goal of the company should be to shut down. When you start something as big as of a snowball or avalanche that it may turn into, you start something small and you build it for what reason? You build it to be able to give more and more people opportunity. And yes, there'll be people here, but do we do it at the, to benefit the people who are here already and not be able to benefit the people who have an opportunity to still come in? So, what's more fair? Shut down to new people or tell the old people you've had your fun time to get off the ride and let new people in? And you could look at it that way as well. There are plenty of people here who've been benefiting for years. So why not continue to give that opportunity to everybody? If we looked at, Christianity that way, okay, we have enough Christians on this planet, or whatever, it is. Let's stop being disciples and let's stop you don't go to church for them to say we got enough, stop letting people in the door. Because there's still so many people who haven't benefited from this or had an opportunity or just learning about it. And I don't know that that's the right thing to do. Can we maybe handle accounts differently? But again, what's the purpose of doing so? Private clubs sound nice. They sound great. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those kids who grew up that, I never got picked to play sports. I was terrible at it, very clumsy. I still am. But nobody wants to feel left out or that they can't qualify or that they can't be here. There are still a lot of societies and communities that, for example, that can't afford what, let's say, a U.S. citizen may be able to afford to come in here and do. So exclusivity is nice, but I would like that to be, our own members inside of what it is that we do that help this remain a private club. Don't go out on social media and say a bunch of nonsense. Don't sign up for NovaTech if you're just here to creep on us. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the view. And then go back to your little cage or wherever you came from in order to, spread your what you think are dirty secrets. I don't think anybody can come inside of this institution and find something wrong to say unless they're making it up. So yeah, I encourage people to just, if we want to be exclusive, if we want to be a private club, treat it like a private club. Treat it like when you sign into your back office that you're the only one that's able to access it. You're the only one who has, that information. And if you want to share it with others, make sure you screen them and pre-qualify them. I don't think we do enough of that. People sign up people all the time. I'm not a fan and have never been of like leads, filters and stuff like that. I've always grown businesses organically, just having conversations with people, and that's how you pre-qualify them to come into this. So, some of you guys are bringing a bunch of riffraff into the business sometimes too, that don't understand it, or they're not investing, or they have, an account that they're not building, or they're not sharing it, and then the minute, a withdrawal is 3 minutes late, they want to, scream fraud. Well, that's not this type of business. You know what I'm saying? We work very hard to maintain our credibility, and it's very important to us that we're able to continue, what it is that we do.
You said something I'm looking at the questions that are coming in, and one person asked, hey, why aren't profits higher? Because crypto is higher from last week to this week. Another person says, well, why are the profits so low compared to other companies? And I want to
Compared to who? I don't know. I don't know. Tell them to
exactly.
come work for me. Tell them to come work for me. Maybe they can trade. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And to touch on that also, I don't know if it's the holiday season or things that were going on in the market. I have to imagine it's just a combination of a lot of different things. But, a huge amount of withdrawals. And we're trying to get to those as fast as we can, but the volume is like much ridiculously higher than it would normally be. Some of that may just be, again, holiday season, people just needing, money, people going out buying houses. Maybe there's another opportunity. Every time something new pops up in the market, we notice more withdrawals. Totally fine. Every time a business crashes, there's more withdrawals because for some reason they think I'm in another business. All of these things impact how quickly we can do things. And you want to hire, profits, but crypto may not be heading in the right direction, or the market may not be heading in the right direction, or it's holiday and the market's closed for so many days, or everybody's like, give me my money now, I'll give it back to you next week. Some people just test us and withdraw constantly. We've never not paid anybody. I just want to say that we have never not paid anybody.
Since June of 2019, you have never been
paid anybody. Nobody could say they've never gotten paid. Okay. Right now, it's not as fast as we would normally do it, but it's because the requests are so much higher than we normally receive. And it's like, well, people need to understand too what we do. It's trading. All right. So if there's an opportunity to make money. Nobody asked, well, why did I make profit this week? All the crypto crashed. Everybody's like, yeah, we made profit. But when
preach, keep on going, preach it.
It went up like a hair.
Preach it.
Yeah, but we also still have trades that have been suffering from when it did go down. So the process of trading itself, there's money to be made no matter what direction a coin may be moving, whether it's Forex or crypto. All right. What's most important is what direction are you facing when that starts to happen? So if you're in a direction where you bought and it's going up, you're great. But if you're in a position where you're selling and it starts to go up, then it messes up your numbers. So these are all things that have to be taken into consideration. We can't just because, thousands of people want to make withdrawals because it's Christmas to just shut down all the trades and withdraw all the money. Everything has to be very calculated. Okay, he's back.
Oh yeah, this is his topic.
There we go. Come on, Eddie. Come on, Eddie.
I Cynthia said there's no such thing as a bad trick, guys. No such thing as a bad trick. It depends what position that you are in. Okay, which way you facing. If you look at in the past few weeks, past few months, the entire industry have been taking a big hit. You got a lot of big players falling out of the space. And as that happened, it does create a lot of panic. It does affect trading. It does affect everything in the market. And it does affect also with people saying, well, what's happening with crypto right now? Let's pull out all our money. Let's cash out this and that. But like we said, we haven't missed one payment yet, not one. And I'll leave it at that.
Hey,
Thank you.
You don't need to say anything.
Again.
You're like Floyd Mayweather. You're undefeated. It don't matter what you think if I'm the greatest or not, right? You're undefeated.
Yeah, I like that analogy, but all things on the up and up and the real, this is not a business where it's just, put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. Oh, I want it this week. I don't want it next week. It's like, there are things that go on behind the scenes as well, and that require us to just do it carefully and make sure it's well calculated. If anybody ever has an exception, an issue, whatever, you guys can always go, either to support or your upline, or people email me, personally. I've had people that are like, listen, I love it. You know, I know I'm supposed to wait, but you know, my mom's in the hospital now. Please don't send me a bunch of my mom's in the hospital emails after this, please.
I was
But you
just
know,
about to say, you
no, no,
just
no,
said,
no,
you
that's not
said
what it's
the
about.
wrong thing. Exception, exception.
I will ask for, you know, a photo of your mom in the hospital. No, I'm not gonna do that. But we're not like ghosts
Trust me,
behind the
you'll
curtain.
get it too.
It's okay, it's okay. You know, but people need to understand too after this call, if I get bombarded with spam, and then, you know, that's just makes it more difficult. But no, yeah, I touched on that at the beginning of the call. You know, Eddie's dad passed away. Both our moms have been in the hospital the past month. Just a lot going on also, but we still try to do whatever we can to focus here and pay attention here. This is all one big family. You know, we try not to treat anybody any differently, whether you're, you know, $1 million investor or a $99 investor. It's very important to us that everybody feels comfortable here. You know, what we do ask, you know, is because there's so many of us, and as far as support is concerned, we've been growing the support team, but I can't build a call center. And we're at the point where we would need a call center with like hundreds of people in it to be able to address every single person's concern. These are financial accounts. You know, we take security very seriously. So I can't just give people access to your accounts to be able to help answer a question. We have leaders who build support groups. And we ask that if you do have an issue, try to go through the proper channels before reaching support. Yes, at the beginning when we started this business, I always told everybody, go to support, go to support, go to support, because that was the easiest thing to do. However, that was like when there was 1,000 people here. So and it was manageable. I know about a month or two back, we reset the queue. And literally, guys, within 2 days, we got more inquiries than we had in 2 months. So I would trying to find solutions in the best way to keep up with your inquiries. You know, again, I think maybe that, Vincent, the best thing for us to do is the support group and channels that you guys have been setting up. We can post them. You know, maybe if you're in this region of the world, or maybe if you have this type of inquiry, you can go through these channels. Unfortunately, a lot of it still has requires support because of the sensitivity of the information or whatever. We can give, you know, as a rule in NovaTech, just to avoid any issue with fraud or hacking or anything like that with people's accounts. We, as a rule here, have always been very tight as far as what changes people can make on their accounts. Stuff like PIN changes, stuff like email changes have always had to go through support, because it's the one thing that allows people access to all of your funds and all of your information. So we need people to be very careful when setting up their email addresses. Please be careful about giving people access to their accounts. I know we have what we call account managers. That's not an official rule here. I don't support account managers within this business. I don't think anybody should have access to users' accounts other than their own. So for that reason, you know, a lot of times support tickets build up. Half of the support inquiries are email changes. That's just mind blowing. I've had the same email since I was 18. I'm turning 50 this year. So I don't, you know, and no, it's not AOL. But
and you pay for it still too, right?
You know what?
Go ahead.
One of the things I think that would really help, and I see this across the board in different regions, which are really, really good, is, again, NovaTech is a private platform, right? It's not designed, it's not supposed to be thrown out there like you're selling the latest, you know, lotion, potion, juice, tea, insurance. Right. That's not what this program is. And what's happening is you're getting so many people that's utilizing the platform like that, and you're throwing links all over the place, right? First, you're putting,
back
hey,
office
you
pictures. I mean,
yeah, you can get this percentage. And if you just sign up on this link, and what's happening is it's creating a lot of issues, because people are joining with the only expectation of, oh, I'm going to make profits every single week. One, there is no guarantee that you're going to make profits. Two, you got to understand the business that you're getting into. So I highly recommend, for those of you that are brand new, more importantly, even though this is not an opportunity call, I say this all the time, don't sign up with anybody that doesn't seem like they have no idea what's going on. If they cannot share with you, teach you all right, how to register, how to set up a crypto wallet, how to go through a crypto exchange, whether they give you a stream of videos or they do it personally with you, which is really the best way to do it. That's what I did, ladies and gentlemen. I built a great organization of tens of thousands of people, no social media, no YouTube. Why? Because it's each one teach one. We have a community where the goal is to protect each other and make sure that we can be profitable. The only way to be profitable is to work together. Because the minute people start losing funds because they are putting money in the wrong exchanges or sending, not money, but the crypto, right? Sending crypto to the wrong place, not registering properly. All of those things compound, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what creates the major support issues. Outside of that, I mean, Vincent, you tell me, right? I've brought on about 120 people directly myself. Not one of those people have ever had a support issue that they had to come to me with.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It just stems from when you're doing your calls. You know, a lot of us, the leaders, and Dr. Z's and I, we go back and forth. But I believe when you're doing it, you're at the end of the presentation, you open up for Q&A. I believe that Q&A should be the person that is bringing the person to it. Let them answer the questions, because if they can't answer the questions for you folks, then you should not be signing up with them.
Signing up with them, absolutely.
You know, you shouldn't leave it to us to answer the questions and then they get them and then we babysit them. You have to teach that person. You know, yes, we do help training. We do trainings, and there's trainings throughout NovaTech. You know, everybody has a team. Everybody has this. Everybody has a training. But the responsibility lies upon the person that's introducing that new investor to NovaTech. That would alleviate the support tickets and let NovaTech do what they do best. And that's trade for us.
I mean, you're always going to have questions. If you don't have any more questions, either, you know, chances are it's because people aren't signing up anymore. So you're always going to have, you know, people, newbies with questions and stuff like that. And that's always to be expected. We do want to try to minimize the burden on support because, you know, they are trying to get to inquiries. Again, if anything needs to be escalated, just try to go to the channels. Like I said, let's get some the groups emails out there, guys, so that if people have an issue, they can get the proper assistance. I have to be honest with you. You know, I try to hop in every once in a while to help escalated issues. So does Mr. Pettyon and Mr. Roy. 95% of the time, and I say this with all seriousness, 95% of the time I go in to answer an inquiry and it did not need to come to me. It didn't even need to go through support. Either somebody's not checking or they just didn't understand or they're making a mistake. I don't know how many times people just forget their own username. You know, my name is Cynthia. Oh, I misspelled it with an S instead of a C. I just, you know, a lot of times people just need to be a little bit more careful. We did implement an email verification now that people have to verify their emails. A lot of times people put in the wrong emails. Sometimes they're just not being careful registering it. Other times, I don't know if they think we're gonna like, you know, do something with it, or maybe somebody else signed them up and it was not correct. And that causes huge issues because we use that to communicate and send out verifications and everything else. You can't even set up your 2FA without it. So now when new people register, they will get a verification email. They need to look for that email and click on that link to make sure that that email is accurate when they're registering. So far, that's been running very smoothly. And I do see a decrease in the number of email changes that are needed, which is good. So we'll continue to work on stuff like that. We also have, you know, a new platform we're building out, which will hopefully just continue to improve how you guys are interacting with us and your back office. And just to wrap up, because we are pushing an hour now, you know, for 2023, guys, we have some projects that we were working on aggressively last year. Some of it ended up on the back burner only because of, you know, the dip in crypto, war in Ukraine, other, you know, outside influences, and in our own, we paused for a while also just to make sure that we were focusing on the infrastructure and making sure that our site works. We can add whatever we want to the program. If we don't have a site or a service that can accommodate it, it's really for nothing. So we're getting back on track with a lot of that. Over the next couple of months, we hope to be able to announce, changes or additions to the services and whatever else that we're providing, so that, again, we can, continue to build. The goal is never to, walk away or put our tails between our legs or stop taking people or, back down. So it hasn't been our style for the past 4 years. We don't intend to do that. And like I said, over the next couple of months, I think we should be getting an update over actually the next week or two also on some of the projects we were working on last year. So I will be more diligent about, being online and communicating things with you guys. And, I just want to thank everybody again for being here. Thank you to all the leaders, for all the support that you provide. And, I just love being able to be in touch with you guys and hear things. And hopefully we can just impress everybody this year as much as we have, if not more, over the last 2 years, and show people who we are.
There's two things actually. Well, the first thing which you spoke about. Yeah, right. You spoke about it already, but I wanted to just kind of elaborate a little more on it because I don't pay very much attention to it, but as it continues to come in, and again, we understand the world in its own, right? The world is built on fear, uncertainty, and doubt. All right. That's why there's the 1%ers and then there's everybody else. You got to figure out where you fit. Guys, it's very important that you don't focus on anything negative on social media platforms when it comes to YouTube, because that's really the only place you're going to find it. All right. Again, you have people.
Facebook is toxic too, not for nothing. But
yeah, absolutely. But remember, there is no credibility. If it ain't coming from, the government, all right, and it's coming from a YouTube channel, it's a personal opinion. It's someone that has no vested interest in the platform at all. All they have is an interest in getting as many clicks as they can. When you respond on their websites, you know what happens? They get paid. Mm-hmm. When they say, "Oh, I don't have any other reason to do this but to inform people." You have no reason to do this.
Is also, if it doesn't affect you, it doesn't impact you, then it doesn't affect you, it doesn't impact you. I just want to, as an example, yes, Eddie.
I just want to put it back on the record again. I do not have a YouTube page.
I know, they know that already. This is where the husband and wife thing comes. I'm like, all right, stop repeating yourself. But no, but he's right. Again, we do not. But you take, for example, we have the Telegram page. I very innocently went on there because I noticed, issue with some USDT wallets, trying to be proactive to tell people, hey, listen, if you've had an issue with a USDT withdrawal recently, you might want to either change the wallet or just resubmit it or something. It was literally 18 people that it impacted. 18 people got an error with a USDT wallet. I was trying to be proactive before it grew into 100 or 1,000 issues. And next thing I know, we're on some website being blasted saying we're having issue with our payments and we're not paying people. I'm like, I know. That's why I'm on there trying to tell everybody to make sure your wallets work. But things like this grow very much out of control. And then people contacted us literally for 2 or 3 days to be like, well, what's this message about? I'm like, do you have a USDT wallet? No, then why are you contacting me? Did you have an issue with a payment? No, it went through. Then why are you contacting me? Like, you didn't pay attention to the message where I said, hey, we're trying to be proactive, make sure there's no issue. You paid attention to a website that posted something. Like, who has that kind of time, guys? Just, just focus on what affects you and what matters to you. Don't make stuff up. Don't get concerned about somebody else said this or that. You have to just, put that to the side, because that stuff is just negative energy. It doesn't do any good for anybody.
If
it just messes up your whole spirit. Messes up your day.
If you're not, and it's so funny because earlier I said, hey, I got some people actually sending me asking me questions and texting me, and now all of a sudden I'm getting like 25 different texts from numbers I've never even had in my phone. Guys, stop giving out my numbers to ask questions. All right. I'm not going to
my
answer.
number.
I don't answer phone
I'd
calls
rather they
where
give
the
out your
name is
number.
not in my phone. I don't answer it, guys. I don't answer texts nor phone numbers if your name is not in my phone. So don't do it. All right.
You
But long
barely
story
answer
short,
me sometimes.
exactly.
What's
Next
that?
time I'm going to send you a message through YouTube, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly. This is important. And then
Yes.
well, let me ask this question, because people ask, are we going to get back to actually, because it does help them on their building of their business, the performance reports. Are we going to get those back up to date? If not, why?
I'm gonna start reposting performance reports when people stop putting them on social media. How about that?
Thank you. You heard that? Say that again.
I said I will start posting it again when people stop posting them on social media where they don't belong.
Absolutely.
And I
Your
heard
back
it all
office
the way
is
here
your
from
back office
Hawaii.
for your information. The next time I said that, to be honest with you, it's exactly why we stopped posting it. Because people don't see it, they don't necessarily understand it, or it's not reported correctly. And then it becomes, oh, there goes that scam company again. Like, just stop, guys. Stop.
Absolutely.
All right. I need to be able to provide you the information that you need. It's for your reference and for your purposes so that you understand what you got paid and make sure that it's correct. Why it's on, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, is beyond me.
I have a good one. So for all those of you who love to share the back office, next time you get your next statement, make sure you post it on Facebook and YouTube.
All right, guys.
Hey,
Let's wrap it up. We love
let's
you
wrap
guys
it up.
tremendously. Thank you for everything that you do. I'm excited about this year. It's been a stressful couple of months, but when you're a rock, you have no chance, but no choice but to just stand still and make sure that you remain, impenetrable. So I do encourage everybody to just be a little patient. And I promise you, we're doing everything that we can to keep up.
You said this is not the red light district. This was the last thing I needed to say. All right. You said this is not the
I
red.
did say that.
You created a system that was designed to build your profits over time. This is not the red light district. Let me say
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
You close on this.
I think what I said was that we are not a slam bam. Thank you, ma'am. This is not. We didn't build our bit with this. This is not the red light district. We're more like the suburbs. You actually have to work to get here, and you have to keep up with the Joneses. So for those of you who don't like the profits, I'm sorry. For those who think things could be a little better, we are improving. We appreciate the feedback. We understand nothing is done intentionally other than doing the right thing. So, I'll leave that there. And God bless everybody. Thank you for being here this bright Tuesday morning. And hope to talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, guys.
2023 is going to be the best year of your life, but you have to create it, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
You have to create it. It's not NovaTech's responsibility. It's not no one's responsibility. It's your responsibility.
So is it safe to say those who have tickets out there right now or trying to put tickets in for their money, you're going to get your money. Cancel your tickets. You hear it from the CEO.
Wait, what did you just say? Cancel?
Like if they have worried about when am I going to get my money? No, support tickets. Support tickets. Support tickets.
Support tickets. First of all, there's never a need to submit a support ticket over how long it's taking to do something. If you want to put in a support ticket because there was an issue with your withdrawal or your deposit, maybe it didn't go in correctly, or it's showing that we sent it, but for some reason it didn't end up on your end. Those are things that require support. Why is it taking so long is not a support issue. Those we delete those automatically, just so you know, because it's out of hand. Okay, yeah. So we do things as quickly as we possibly can. So that's that. But you said cancel tickets. I'm like, whoa, no, leave your withdrawals.
No, the withdrawals, leave those there.
Yeah. Let it build. Make sure Make sure you use, remember, NovaTech, when I joined NovaTech, ladies and gentlemen, I did not join NovaTech thinking that I was going to pay my bills next month. All right. One, I didn't have that kind of money. There's only two type of people in NovaTech. You either already are wealthy and rich and you're coming in to allow your money to work and you can withdraw it every week because you decided to make a large deposit, or you're somewhere in the middle, right? You put in $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is, and you decide to also build the business over time while allowing your passive ROI profits to grow. If you guys don't do that, and you constantly utilize this and say, hey, well, why I'm not getting my withdrawal like this or like that, then it's probably not. There's a lot of other platforms out there, guys, that we're not co-signing. But if you want things like Burger King on demand, then you're going to have to find another platform, but outside of that, NovaTech is going to
like fine dining.
Fine dining. Exactly. So,
And the grass is not always green up on the other side.
I'm getting hot up in here. All right. Thank you. Mwah. Love you. I've always loved you guys. And just know we continue to fight for you every single day. I don't care who comes into our courtyard. We make sure that, you guys are always first. Always.